Welcome back to the 30-day skincare challenge. Today we're talking all things hyaluronic acid and polyglutamic acid. Which one do you need and how do they work? Because they're very, very different and it all depends on what your needs are. First up, hyaluronic acid or B5, actually naturally occurring in our bodies. You notice it the most on newborns. They're all squishy and super juicy and plump. That's all the hyaluronic acid in their skin. Now, as we age, that depletes itself. You'll actually have people that are in their 40s and 50s say, I used to be oily skin, now I'm more normal because the oil production has gone down. So you may not need this in your youth, but as you age, if you find that your skin starts to dehydrate, you might want to consider some form of hyaluronic acid, whether it's in a serum or in your cream in your skincare routine. Because hyaluronic acid pulls moisture to itself, it's best if you're using either a serum or an essence to put it on slightly damp skin. It does not need to be wet. You don't need to douse yourself, just slightly damp right after you've cleansed the skin. And you do need to follow it up with another serum or moisturizer and or SPF or whatever you're using, whether day or night, because this can be used with everything, both day and night. But as mentioned, it does need something to pull moisture to it or else you'll dehydrate the top layer of your skin. So it's very, very simple. You don't need to complicate it. Just make sure you're putting another serum and or moisturizer over top. So when it comes to anti-aging, the reason why hyaluronic acid is important in your skincare routine is because it does plump the skin back up. And if our skin is hydrated, then we absorb the ingredients a little bit better. It also helps to reduce the appearance of your fine lines and wrinkles. So hyaluronic acid, very important, mainly for dry, dehydrated combo skin or aging skin that has dried down. However, polyglutamic acid is a bigger molecule and it sits on top of the skin. It's a humectant that binds moisture to itself as it sits on the surface of the skin and really hydrates the top layer of the skin. So this would be really effective for people that have more combo skin. It's not super, super dry, but a little dehydrated. You might want to look at something that has polyglutamic in it. It's in things like SPF. It's also in other moisturizers. So for those of you who are wondering, do I need hyaluronic acid or poly? I would say this. If you have very dry rosacea type skin, I would stick to some sort of hyaluronic acid itself. If you are combo skin or you just have a little bit of dehydration, a little bit of polyglutamic is just fine to use. And yes, if you really, really want to go there, you can use both in your skincare routine. Not necessarily, but some of us just love that extra hydration. So you can go ahead and play with it. It's relatively less, not expensive, so you should be okay. And of course, my favorites are on ShopMy shelf. So during this challenge, you're going to hear me talk about different brands. Please make sure that you go to the ShopMy shelf. I put the top three on the first part of my ShopMy shelf, so you understand that those are my top picks. They are based on performance, not on price. So please keep that into consideration. And of course, there's some discount codes. Feel free to utilize those should you wish to do so. Thank you so much for joining me today on the 30-day skincare challenge. And I will see you tomorrow where we talk a little bit more about the next pillar in your skincare routine. Please write your comments down below, and I'll see you then.